Welcome to the Disgruntled Losers, where there's a lot of places we could start this week, Hoy. NFL draft concluded this week in Indianapolis. We have the Tigers off to just a dreadful start in spring training, which I'm not sure if that matters. But but the place I want to start in the obvious spot is if you're a Pistons fan right now, or if you're a Detroit sports fan, I should say right now, is the Detroit Pistons. Now, I know, right? I know. We were all over national TV this week, and I want to just give you a rundown of what happened this week. And I'm gonna mess up my flow here because the Pistons just won 106-92 over the Magic, and the only thing I have from that is they outscored the Magic 66-32 in the paint. And that's
Dominance.
kind of yeah, and that's gonna allow you to shoot a little less 3-pointers is all I'm gonna say on that. And let's move on. That is not the game I want to talk about. So the Pistons week. I just want to run down last week since we've talked, other than that Sunday game, what we had. So Monday, we had the Spurs, and these were all in Detroit. So it was a little mini homestand. We had the Spurs who beat us. So this is the loss of the
That was
week,
a tough one.
114-103. National TV game, number one. Great Wemby game plan is what I have as number two. Really physical with him on defense, which is the game plan across the board. You'll see that pretty much across the NBA, is that's what people are doing with Wemby. But offensively, if you watched it, you saw we are driving straight into his chest. Because Wemby, for as big as he is, he doesn't have the lower body yet. And maybe he'll get it, and it's not really his frame. He probably never will get it, and he doesn't really need it, honestly. But the only weakness would be, so you get a Sir Thompson or a Ron Holland, who aren't great shooters, going directly downhill into his chest, and he almost has to fold down a little bit once they do that. And both those guys were strong enough and have enough hang time to get into his chest, hold it for a second, and then that allowed them to get to the hoop, essentially, because he had to bring his arms down because he took a shot to the gut, is really what happened. All that being said, we still lost the game. So, and it's one of those where it's just a tough loss. It's just a tough regular season loss. This is a good team. They're number two in the West right now. And the big takeaway that I'm going to do from all of these games is Jalen Duren had 25 points, 14 rebounds in that game. So you're going to hear that consistently here throughout the rest of the week is Jalen Duren stats. So took a tough loss Monday. I shouldn't even say tough loss, just took a loss Monday. Wednesday, we hosted the Thunder. So Pistons 124, Thunder 116. National TV game number two of the week. OKC has no SGA, no Chet, no Jalen Williams. I don't think Caruso played either. So tough to really judge off that game, even though they tried to. We won. Jalen Duren, 29 points, 15 rebounds. Again, it's hard to judge too much from that game. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but took care of business at home, national TV game in a busy week. Just took care of business. Then Friday, Pistons 122, Cavs 119. And this is where I want to bring you in, and this is where I want to have the conversation here at the end. Again, national TV game, third national TV game of the week. Again, Duren, 33 points, 16 rebounds. Again, the team we played had their two biggest stars not playing. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden both didn't play in this game. Okay, here's where I want to bring you in. You're a coach. Just okay. I'm going to say Team A and Team B. So Team A is winning by 3 points. Team B has the ball. Okay. Last possession. We'll just say under 10 seconds for the scenario. So you are the coach of the winning team on defense. You are up 3 points. Are you going to foul them to make them shoot 2 free throws instead of giving them the opportunity to shoot the 3-pointer? Now, we're gonna blossom off this conversation from there, but let's start with that. As the coach, do you foul or do you play it out?
All right, so there's the statistical side of it, right? Like, why wouldn't you, right? If you're up 3, you foul, they go to the line for 2, and you get, and then it's a foul game. They're gonna have to foul you when you inbound it. I have a feeling I know what you're gonna allude to, but as for myself, if I'm the coach, personally, I'm not fouling. I just think you just play D. If you play good D, you give him a tough shot. I mean, you're gonna make it work, and then it just makes the game more exciting. I don't think people like seeing the game end off you fouling and them just making 2 free throws and it going back and forth. It's not as exciting from an entertainment perspective and just, pure wanting to see like a fun basketball game. And, even from coaches are on the sideline. They want to see a good game too. Let's be real. If I'm the coach, I'm just saying, hey, we've been playing a good game. Lock them up. Just play a good deed. Don't foul. That's where I'm at. And then worst case, they hit the three and it's just a tie, right? And then you either get a chance to go back down and shoot it, or you finish it off in OT like you should. You know what I mean? So it's not really like you don't really lose in any of that situation, I don't think.
So you cheated a little bit. I mean, the answer for the coach is you probably do foul, and that's what you were saying. The entertainment value is low on that, and so as a fan, you don't want that to be the case. And now it brings us in from the referee's perspective, and from the perspective of the league and college basketball, and this will trickle all the way down, is if you're going to intentionally foul, the referees are now calling shooting fouls more often than they used to on those take fouls. So takes us to this Pistons game Friday night, last possession of the game. Dennis Jenkins is bringing the ball up the court. The Pistons are team B in this scenario, and the Cavs are team A.
Yep.
And the Cavs are up 3 points, and I believe it's Evan Mobley is going over to do what you would call a take foul, which is he's going to foul Dennis Jenkins, and so you're going to send Dennis Jenkins to the line for 2 free throws so he can't tie the game. Now, Evan Mobley's a big dude, and this is in the open court, so Jenkins sees him a mile away. He sees him coming. And so what happens is Jenkins puts up a shot as Evan Mobley is putting 2 hands around his waist to do the foul, and the referees properly call a shooting foul. And this is at half court. So Jenkins throws one up from half court, and the old philosophy would have been, as an official, would have been, you're bailing him out. Like that would have always been like the coach would have been, you're bailing him out. But, and I don't even think this has to do with replay now. This is just, like you were saying, entertainment value. We want this to play out. So if a team is going to do that, let the offense attempt to try to get a shot up, and that's what happens. And really where they draw the line in the sand is if Jenkins' dribble had ended before the foul occurred, then they're going to give him those shots. And so if you watch the replay, his dribble had clearly ended because he sees Mobley coming, 1, and 2, because he knows he's running full speed and Mobley's running full speed. I mean, there's going to be a collision. So he stops his dribble just because something's about to happen. But then also he's a professional athlete, and so he has the awareness to get up a shot when that happens. And all that being said, Jenkins steps up, knocks down all 3 free throws, sends them to the overtime. Pistons win in overtime. They dominate in overtime. Cojones to make all 3. Go ahead.
Here's my thing though. So if you rewatch that foul, like that foul was so late. Jenkins had time to dribble down the court, a couple like if I'm the coach, I'm telling you, the second that ball is inbounded, I better see you wrap him. Like I better see someone go for him, hack him, or do something. It cannot be as he's dribbling up the court, scanning the court and seeing where everyone's at and having the time to make like a conscious decision. Like if you are going to foul and you're going to go by stats, it's got to be quick. You can't waste time like that and let him run down the court and, get a decent if he doesn't get fouled, he has a decent look. That's a half-court shot. I mean, kids are making those these days, right? Like it's not a ridiculous thing to say he's putting that in, right? So
absolutely.
I mean, think about Steph coming down the court, right? So it's the same. Yeah. I mean, he's not Steph, but just saying, like you gotta foul quick if you're gonna do it. You can't stall like that. But yes, OT, it came down to, it was somewhat pretty, it was still pretty close towards the end there. They had a couple looks to tie it back up.
It was. The Pistons ran out of gas a little bit. They still won, but they came out hot in overtime, and then they tried to cruise, and it's that the problem that you would have with the Pistons is where they're going to struggle to wind the shot clock down and then get a good shot with under 8 seconds, because other than Cade, and I'll say Tobias Harris, because just watching the game tonight, Tobias Harris is a little bit of an isolation player. If he gets you on the baseline, he's got that little bump turnaround. He likes to turn towards the baseline and do that little mini fadeaway about 15 feet. It works a little bit, but really it's just Cade, and everybody knows it. And so it does get tough, but it's working. And like I said, we won tonight by just dominating the paint, 66-32, versus an Orlando team that plays a center and plays Paolo Banchero, who I think Paolo is soft. I'm sorry, I don't want to go too hard on Paolo. I'm not.
You're not the only one saying it these days, so
I am far from a Paolo Banchero a fan, I guess you would say. And not even more personally him. I've never been a fan of this Orlando Magic team. The makeup of it, I've never been a fan of. I've been a little bit vocal about that too. So I expected the Pistons to win tonight. They won tonight. We had everybody healthy. Stewart's coming back soon. We're rolling. We got the Cavs again, and I think they're going to play Harden and Mitchell this time. So we should get an honest Cavs game by the time we talk next week. So we'll see. But it's a good time to be a Pistons fan, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great time.
I mean, honestly though, yes. So I mean, we had some tough games this week. Well, in terms of like who our opponents would be if we, made it a good stretch down in the playoffs. Obviously, we might see the Cavs, but honestly, I am really big on the Spurs on the West. I like they play like the Pistons do. Like they want to win. Like they show that they want to win on that West, and they're using the time that they have with Wemby, really like while he's healthy. Trying to make good pushes. They have so many guys who could be like a good number 2 on a lot of other teams, like Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, like you said last time, was playing really well. Like they got a squad that can really dog. So I don't know. They make me a little bit nervous because, I mean, Wemby's just a freak of nature. So we've had some good game plans on him, but I guess we'll come playoff time because those guys might take that number 1 seed. They're not that far back, right? If I'm not mistaken, they're only a few games back.
I love that you're even thinking about them because we're in the NBA Finals if that's the case. So yeah, that's awesome. I hope so. I hope so, man. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited for the playoffs. This podcast is gonna be heavy Pistons towards the playoffs here. We're coming down the stretch. Football's over. We're going to talk about the Combine in a little bit, but football's basically over. And I want to get into the World Baseball Classic, and we're going to do that here in the upcoming weeks. We're gonna be all over the Scoop will start. There's only one. But he's a Team USA participant. You got to love it. Got to represent. But we are going to be Pistons heavy down the stretch here, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Wait, when playoffs are what? In like 2 months or so? A month and a half?
Beginning of April. We got 20 games roughly. I think my math's probably not exactly right, but about 20 games.
Okay. All right. Well, keep it up, Pistons. Let's go.
The next thing you have on the list here, I have no idea where you want to go with it, so I'm going to let you cook here. I'm reading NBA expansion on the notes here.
Well, so I'm just now hearing about this. I think I might be a little bit behind because, I mean, I've been hearing it from a colleague at work, and yeah, he was like, yo, you should do some research into this, which, you know me, I'm a little slow on my research right now. But I was just going to ask, like, what's going on? Like, are there, prospect cities? Like, how would that even work? Because, like, I'm thinking, if this was like 2K, like, am I just taking some people off of other teams, or am I just getting, like, like the Flint Tropic situation where I'm just grabbing random players?
Oh man, you asked a big question there with a lot of sub questions in it. So where do we want to start? You want to start with the teams first, or how it's going to work second?
Let's start with the teams. Let's just start with the teams. Yeah. What are the main cities we're looking at, and how many teams are even coming in at this point? Like, is this a real thing?
Yes, it's a real thing. Adam Silver officially said that it was at the I don't know if there's an NBA State of the Union. I forget exactly what the terminology is, but yes, Adam Silver said that expansion is on the table. The two obvious cities are Las Vegas and Seattle. For a number of reasons. One, just starting in Seattle, their team was taken from them. And so there's a market there that wants a team again. And it's been proven to be successful. I think they got moved to Oklahoma City because of the owner and not necessarily because of the lack of support of the city. So I think and there's been a successful women's team since then, and the hockey teams come there since then. So yeah, it makes sense to go to Seattle. And then Las Vegas makes sense for a lot of reasons. It's becoming a sports hub of America at this point. So it makes perfect sense to have a team in Las Vegas. They've been doing the NBA Cup Finals there. They've been doing a couple, Summer League's been in Vegas for forever. The NBA's been in Vegas for a while, so it makes sense to do Vegas. And then also just the East versus West and the geography of the league and the breakdown of the league, there's more teams on the East Coast and the West Coast, and so just to reconfigure the divisions and reconfigure the conferences, it makes sense to put two teams out west, and then you can kick teams like New Orleans is west right now, and that's a little bit silly to think about, right? If you just look at a map and you think about you think about Louisiana, like how is New Orleans a West Coast team? Minnesota is another one that's going to want to come east. Memphis is another one that might want to come east. There's a few that would make sense to flip from the other side. So there's that. How does it work and the logistics of it? It's been a while since there's been an NBA team. There's always a draft. So like each team will be able to protect like 8 to 10 of their players, and essentially maybe your worst rotation player might be thrown into a pool and the team might be able to claim them. It's happened in hockey a lot more recently. Hockey's expanded a lot more. And so that's just flat out how they do it. I don't know what the number is for hockey, but you can protect, 10, we'll just call it 10 players, and everybody else is available. I can draft your bench guys essentially. And then you're going to end up getting the number 1 pick usually, or a top 3 pick in the draft. And so you kind of got a little gifted star to start your team a little bit. But no, expansion is 100% real. When's it going to happen? Not this year, not next year. I mean, I don't know, 2028 to 2030, I would say.
It's still way down the line. Okay.
Oh, well, if you call that way down the line, sure. I mean, you got to Vegas, I guess, has T-Mobile Arena, so they don't actually have to build, but they'll probably have to build a new one, whatever the owners are. And then what, you want to go conspiracies? Like, they're waiting for LeBron to retire. They're waiting for LeBron to retire so he can have the Vegas team. Like, that's, you want to go conspiracies. Like, that's.
Oh, like to buy it and own it.
Yeah. It's about he'll be the celebrity owner, whatever, a minority owner.
Hey, okay. Well, that would automatically make me not like that team, so there's that. But it's okay. Never been I respect them, but never been a fan. Never cared for them. Is what it is. Never will. So
I wouldn't be. I would assume he will be an owner in some type of way, as Tom Brady is for the Raiders, and that's gonna be LeBron's path for sure. So that'll happen, just as expansion will happen. It'll happen domestically though. So if the third question was, is there gonna be a team in Germany or a team in Mexico City or a team in Brazil? Not yet.
Or even like Canada or something. I don't know.
And well, I mean Vancouver maybe.
Yeah.
Montreal, maybe.
And then how does that work? So you were talking about certain teams will get pushed east, but then do they even get a say in who gets to go east? Because shit, if I'm in the West, I'm like, yo, let me go east. I might be able to win a quick one there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just a quick one if I time it right.
No, you're a million % right, and that's the talk. That is behind the scenes. That is the talk. It's they want to go west or they want to go east. Yeah, okay. Yeah. West teams want to go east. Yeah, 100%. Just traditionally, the East has been weaker, and not even at the top, is more as in the middle.
Just making playoffs is
doors open. The 4 to 8 in the East versus 4 to 8 in the West for the last 20 years has favored the West. Just traditionally, you line up the West All-Stars versus the East All-Stars. It's favored the West in over the last 30 years or so.
Yep, there's that. But yeah, I don't know. That seems interesting, though. Yeah, it just caught my attention, and I was like, oh, man, team back in Seattle would be kind of cool. I remember back when, Ray Allen was over there. Was that Rashard Lewis? He had a click.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, Durant was there for a minute.
Yeah.
Mike, was it 1 year?
I was going to say, it could have been more than a year, right?
It might have been 1 year, yeah.
Oh, well, that'd be sick.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of hoping sooner than later, but,
No, I don't. It's just the logistics of it. It just takes a while, sadly. The world doesn't move fast. Nothing moves fast in this world. So what? We're in the middle of the 2025, 2026 season. You're still minimum 2 years. You got to announce it, and then, the schedule. The schedule's already out, probably pretty much for next year. Or it's already been, half decided, I would guess. I don't know. I'm making stuff up at this point. I don't know anything.
All right.
All right, I'm ready to talk NFL draft if you
Let's
are.
do it. Let's do it. I'm actually like kind of a blank slate for this right now because I mean I've seen a couple things on TikTok, but I have not been keeping up with who the big headlines are, and all I know is some tight end broke the vert record, and was that 45 inches or something?
Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt got him. Yes, he looked
That
good
was
doing it.
crazy.
So here's what I'll say off the bat. So why I watch the combine and why a lot of people watch the combine now is, as I've been alluding to, fantasy football, dynasty specifically, fantasy football has turned into this phenomenon. And so you do rookie drafts instead of drafting everybody in the league. And so in May, after the NFL draft happens, I have two dynasty fantasy football leagues that I will draft only rookies. And so trying to get your mind around who these rookies are going to be, and you're kind of trying to find diamonds in the rough just as these teams are. Obviously it matters more where they go, and at this point there's only so much you can do. But I just wanted to say off the top, that is the interest. That is why there's a lot of interest around this now. Yeah, people want to know, who their team's going to draft. Like, that's always been a thing, and that always will be a thing. But just the NFL draft coverage has been notched up like 10 notches since Dynasty has come around. Everybody's into it. So, and with that being said, you go into the combine just like the teams do, knowing that none of this really matters for the most part. It's a little bit like The Bachelor, is what I've come to at this point, where, like, yeah, there are some interactions that happen when you're in the Bachelor house that, like, are authentic and, like, might lead to a good relationship. Maybe. Not many, but maybe. And it's like the same
No
with
comment.
the combine. It's like the same with it's honestly, it's about the same level as the combine, where, yeah, if a guy runs a 4.28, which John Ross did of the Cincinnati Bengals, drafted him top 10, like, that does not mean the relationship's going to go well just because you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, every now and then there are, a DK Metcalf comes out of the, DK was probably a 5th round pick before he runs that 4.35 or whatever he ran, whatever that was 6-7 years ago now. So it can go a little bit both ways, but for the most part, you go into the Bachelor knowing that this relationship's not going to work. You go into the combine knowing that you're really not going to learn anything about these players by watching them do something that's not really football. Like, yeah, they run drills and they catch passes, but the stats I'm going to give you are, like you said, they're 40-yard dashes and they're verticals and they're things like that, which they matter in football. Like, sure, like, but this is not what makes you a great football player. And the one thing I'll say before we really get into these guys is teams that are really good at identifying prospects, you try to use advanced metrics and things like that. And you're trying to not use these metrics that we got at the combine and trying to use metrics that you see on the field. And so one thing that I've been hearing lately that the Rams have been a little bit on the forefront on is, we talk a lot about AI on this show, is using AI to study the game film and to give them the speed of the players while they're actually on the field is way more important.
Yep.
And there's been some articles written that's how they found Puka Nacua is they felt his game speed. I think Puka ran a 4.5 something in the 40, but his game speed that they got using whatever technology they use, studying his game film, they had him at his game speed much higher. So either way, all that being said, you can still get excited when guys, like you said, Eli Stowers jumps, what was it, 45.5 inches or something like that? Absolutely out of control.
He's almost clearing me easy.
So just got to hit a few guys that had exceptional combines. Like you said, Eli did. Jeremiah Love was already going to be the number one running back off the board. He was probably already going to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. He backed it all up at the combine. So if anything, they say you can't really help yourself at the combine, but you can kind of solidify what you already know. And
Okay.
so watching Jeremiah Love, you solidify what you already know. He ran a 4.36 in the 40, which is absolutely blazing. He didn't do the vertical. I don't think he did the broad jump either. If he did, I don't have it written down here. And I had so much to do on Saturday. I actually watched the on-field drills, and this was the first time I'd watched the on-field drills, maybe ever. It was a little interesting. Again, there's only so much you can take away from it. But if you were to watch those drills with a complete blank slate and just try to handpick who was good based off those drills, you would have picked Jeremiah Love just by watching it. Like he stands out in every way. So he is an obvious top 10 pick, and I'm assuming he's going to go in the top 10 now, which has been a little bit of a hot thing for running backs going that high, positional value, yada, yada, yada. Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, all recent examples of success in the top 10. Or I guess Gibbs was just outside the top 10, but I would say he's going to go top 10.
Okay.
I sent you a couple videos. The one I want to look at is this quarterback that I didn't know anything about. So we talk about guys. I just mentioned the name DK Metcalf, of guys that like make their names while at the combine. Well, this quarterback absolutely made his name while at the combine. And you got the video up for me here? We're pulling it up now.
Yep. 1 second.
No, you're good. And so I want to just go through quickly. We'll go through his combine stats here. And the name is Taylor Green. I'm sorry, I'm burying the lead here. Taylor Green. So you're going to see Taylor Green run a 4.36 40.
All right, got it.
He also jumped a 43.5-inch vertical, an 11'2" broad jump. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't quite understand what these metrics are, they are in the 99.9 percentile of athletes just across the board. This is quarterback, basketball player, baseball player, because we're going to see a video here in a second. Absolutely unbelievable athletic stats, track stats. I mean, we're just going to have to call them like this, track stats. And when you watch the video of him running, the funny thing is it doesn't necessarily look the most athletic. So just look, what do you think about
just he's pumping his arm like out to the side, but he kind of looks like he's chilling too, though, is the scary part. I don't feel like he's like really dead sprinting either. It looks kind of almost effortless. It's kind of scary.
That's I agree. Scary's the right word, because you watch it and it's like, oh yeah, that's a big man going very fast. And then when you see the time, it's a big man going exceptionally fast.
Like if he fixes his form too, I feel like he's saving maybe a whole nother like 0.1 second there too.
And so this is where I want to go with this is, so Taylor Green was probably projected not to be drafted, I would say. Possibly. He maybe fifth, sixth, seventh round, something like that. Which, even with all these athletic stats, that probably still is the case. And I was watching this, and Rich Eisen, who is somebody who's been around for forever in the NFL, who's been around in broadcasting and in sports media, yada, 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 was kind of making fun of the idea that a team would look at him and try to switch him from quarterback to another position. And he almost, and he was, like I said, he was making fun of him. And I don't want to go too far in a weird direction, but like he was almost going in the route where like it's a little bit racist now to like tell one of these exceptionally athletic black quarterbacks that they shouldn't play quarterback because they're not good enough and they should look at wide receiver or tight end or maybe even defensive end. And it, just the way he was saying it, and they always bring up Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is always the one they bring up. And I want to bang my head against the wall sometimes because Lamar Jackson was a Heisman Trophy winner in college. Like, people love to compare Anthony Richardson to Lamar Jackson. Like, they love to compare Taylor Green to Lamar Jackson. They love to compare all these guys to Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson was an awesome quarterback from the beginning.
And still an MVP candidate multiple years.
But that's what I mean. So we're supposed to not know that yet. So we're supposed to pretend like we don't know that he turns into a multiple-time MVP.
Okay.
So we're still, in our brains, he's not that yet. But just the idea that, so I'm just going to say it, this guy shouldn't play quarterback. Like Taylor Green, like he shouldn't play quarterback. He's not. and clip me when he's Lamar Jackson in 5 years. But like, so and the example is Eli Stowers, who you said right off the bat, he was a quarterback at Vanderbilt. He was a quarterback at Vanderbilt. Oh no. He was a quarterback with Diego Pava at where were they at before? He was sorry. So I'll just start over. He was a quarterback who a coach got to him because he essentially has these same stats that Taylor Green has. Like you said, he 45.5-inch vert. The 40 is not quite as fast, but for a tight end, it's off the charts. And he's going to be drafted probably in the 3rd round after this, after switching as a freshman from quarterback to tight end. I just don't think the Rich Eisens of the world can sit there and just make fun of the Bill Polians of the world, who I do not want to be one like defending Bill Polian because he's kind of like the old racist white guy of the world. You know, you don't really want to like, it's like the Jerry Jones. Like, I don't want to defend Jerry Jones ever. I don't ever want to defend Bill Polian. But like the idea that you can't, as a NFL scout or whoever, look at this guy and say, you know, you're probably not good enough at quarterback. Like, you were good enough your whole life. When you were in 8th grade, you were the best athlete ever, which the best athletes play quarterback. When you were in high school, you were the best athlete, so the best athlete played quarterback. When you were in college even, you were the best athlete, and so you played quarterback. You're not going to be the best. That doesn't translate to the NFL as a quarterback. And so all this being said, this Taylor Green guy, and I just think it's going to be interesting to follow his career. He was clearly the quote-unquote winner of the combine, if you will, from a athletic freak standpoint.
Okay.
Had to get that off my chest. I just was watching Rich Eisen do this, and I was just like, this guy's not Lamar Jackson. Like, he's not going to go in the 1st round. Like, there's no 1st-round discussion right now.
And, like,
but,
like, how was his, like, quarterback stats even? Because it looked like he was at Arkansas, right?
So he started, the funny thing is he started at Boise State, and him and Genty were on the same team for a year too, which is funny to think about. I don't know anything about that team at Boise State, but so that's the one positive thing about him, is that he has a lot of starts in college. I think he was essentially a 4-year starter. Like, he might have missed some starts, yada, yada, but essentially a 4-year starter, 2 at Boise State, I think 2 at Arkansas. So, you know, the Bo Nixes of the world, the, you know, guys that ended up starting 45 games in college. You know, that Carson Beck is going to be one that tries to use this to his advantage of, hey, I started a lot in college, and it seems to be translating to the NFL better than it ever has recently. So maybe that's the one thing he's got going for, is he got a lot of starts. They were okay. You know, the film's okay. A lot of interceptions, a lot of it's a lot of, you know, we're local. We're you know, it's a lot of Aiden Childs for Michigan State. You know, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Like when Aiden Childs goes to the NFL Combine next year, his stats are going to be amazing. Like, Childs is good. It's going to be a little bit of this. Like, Childs is going to run a 4.35. Like, Childs is going to have a 40-inch vertical. Childs is going to be measured at 6'3", you know, 225, whatever it is, like a perfect height and weight, everything for a quarterback. But it's just they're not Lamar, and I say this meaning you're allowed to be super athletic and be Lamar if you can be. Like,
if you got the field vision and you got the arm, like, why not?
Yeah, like, but you have to be good at quarterback is the problem. I mean, I'm not saying that this guy's not good at quarterback. He's exceptional. He's just not one of the best 50 in the world. So it is what it is. It is what it is. NFL Combine's interesting. It was probably a waste of my Saturday to watch these skill guys, but you know, I did it, and here we are.
You know, a lot of times, like, what I want to see sometimes from the combines, or maybe even outside the combine, is if they added, like, what their meetings sounded like what is their, like, pitch to these teams, and, like, how are they selling that, you know, they're either a good locker room guy, or they know how to lead a team, or they have this kind of work ethic. Like how are they portraying some of those? Because sometimes you see it, like, as guys are drafted and they get big, then they, like, show throwback clips or something, but, like, you don't see that, like, in real time a lot of times. And I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
You know, it's funny. We're going to draft teams here in a little bit, and I use that coachability as I was building my team here that we're going to talk about in a little bit. So it's funny you brought that up. But no, you're 100% right in that the meetings are the number one thing that these teams care about. So before these guys got on the field on Saturday, they all got to Indianapolis on, like, Wednesday or Thursday. They all got measured. They all stripped down to their boxers or bikinis or whatever they wore, and it's very invasive. And yeah, they got exact height, weights, measure your hands. I mean, shoe size. I mean, they don't do the dong, but I mean,
Might as
I don't
well.
know. I mean, it's just crazy. But either way, after they do all of that, you're right. The teams will meet with players that yeah, there's a list of, or each team has a certain amount of players they can meet with during the week. And so you fill up your meetings with guys that, you might draft in the first round, guys you might draft in the second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. So like you got to like play it out a little bit where you don't want to just talk to the top 30 guys because of the top 30 guys. Like you're only going to get one of those guys. So lots of meetings happen with essentially every player. And with that, there was, if we're going to talk Lions fans real quick, the Lions did interview one quarterback. So if we're going to just make a prediction on if the Lions are going to draft a quarterback, it's this North Dakota State Cole Payton. Lions fans, 5th, 6th, 7th round, Cole Payton. You heard it here first. Probably not here first, but you heard it here 7th or 8th.
And what are you liking about him? Like, what's standing out?
Nothing.
No.
No, they met with him. It's the only quarterback. To your point.
Okay. All right. Great.
They had a meeting with him.
And that meeting probably went a long ways. Yeah, I like it.
So, yeah, that's I have nothing else with the Lions. Sat down and they had lunch with him. Maybe dinner, could have been breakfast. I don't know. And that's all I got. I learned his name about an hour before this podcast.
Oh, well, if that's all you got from the combine, I know we wanted to switch it up a little bit this week and
I'm ready.
Get into some other topics, and you kind of spoiled it a little talking about how we're going to get into this draft thing. But what we want to get into is a Disney versus DreamWorks 5v5 NBA draft here, or basketball draft, and we're gonna go back and forth. We'll do a little snake draft type situation. I guess it doesn't really matter since we got different realms. And you wanted to own up and be the coach of the DreamWorks Animation Studios. So I will rightfully take the Disney Animation Studios. And you want to start us off?
So this started because so I'll just say one of my players on my team. I thought Shrek would be a heck of a basketball player. So this started and so this all started with that. So, you were talking about who do I want? Do I want the Disney Pixar side? Do I want the DreamWorks side? Whatever. All I said was, I want Shrek. And I said that because in my mind, I try to take these characters and I try to put an NBA comp to them. So I got Charles Barkley. I got Shrek as an obvious Barkley, just going to be out there rebounding the heck out of it. He's probably playing in the paint. I don't see him on the perimeter at all, but defensively, offensively, and in my starting lineup, I have him as a power forward because I do have somebody at the center position that we're going to get to later. But that's how this all started. Was I was watching Shrek, and I don't know how we got talking, and I just thought Shrek would be a heck of a power forward, as Barkley was.
All right, so for your number one, or for your small forward spot, you're going to take Shrek here, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I got him at the 4. He can play around.
Okay.
Yeah. He's versatile. I like your thought, though. You're absolutely right. He's a little versatile, and that's why we like him. He's big, strong, green, mean rebounding machine.
All right. Well, then you know what? I'm gonna match you at that power forward spot. Shrek's got that size to him, so I need someone who can kind of give him a little bump and tussle down there, and isn't gonna back down to no ogre. So I'm gonna go with Hercules for my power forward spot. I kind of got the advantage here. I'm already telling you this, but I'm going to make it look flashy. We got Hercules, a demigod, just a pure, reckless, super... He's gullible, so I'm not going to lie. If Shaq got some moves under his bag, like he might be able to get him in some foul trouble. But, Hercules is a bruiser. I like him at my number 4. I'm going to compare him to probably like a Shaq, because I don't see Hercules shooting, but I want him to be like a strong 4, Giannis type situation before he could hit the 3 a little bit.
I was going with Karl Malone in my head. Right when you said him, my first thought was Karl Malone.
Yeah,
but
Karl Malone would
those
be right
work.
there. Yeah.
Just Karl Malone looked like a Greek god, and obviously Hercules is a Greek god.
Yep.
And so just to be clear, your team is all Disney. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it to you and add Pixar because then I got The Incredibles, and I got a lot to work with over there, and I don't want to do you too dirty.
So obviously I took Shrek 1, and the movie is called Shrek, so I didn't even need to specify that. Real quick off the top, movies I didn't use from my side, Trolls, I thought they were just too small. I mean, just obviously that didn't make any sense to put them on my team. The Croods, I mentioned just not being coachable. I don't want to like get into it too much, but yeah.
You got some dogs over there, the Croods, though. You got some dogs.
I know. I've thought about that.
Some
but
real like cavemen type situation. like
I know. I left him off though, and then I left off Kung Fu Panda. I couldn't find a spot for him. I know, is that gonna break your heart?
Oh,
I left him out.
I'm just not sure where you're going with the team then. That almost was your LeBron. I'm gonna say that was probably your LeBron, but we'll see. We'll see what you got for me. We'll see what you got.
Okay. So those are why I left off. So I'm gonna start at point guard and head down because my second star is my center. So point guard, Alex the Lion from Madagascar. Now, here's why. Now follow me on this one. I like the theatrics part of it. And I compared him to Luca in the fact that he is gonna flop, my friend. He is gonna be out there acting. And so we're just out there drawing fouls.
I mean,
That's what we're doing.
He controlling your offense? Are you letting him take the lead? Or do you
I mean, I would say the Luka comparison's perfect. He's about the natural born leader that Luka is. I mean, it's just a perfect comparison in my mind. If anybody's seen Madagascar, I think Alex the Lion is Luka.
I'd almost take one of the Penguins.
I was.
They at least had a game plan to everything they did.
They're the practice squad. You blew the lead on that one. I have the Penguins. I have the Penguins as the practice squad. Yeah, they're the practice squad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, they're running practice. Yeah, they're tough in practice. So I'll pass it back to you.
All right. So if you got Alex the Lion, I mean, at point guard, I'm gonna name drop my point guard here. I don't even think it's a close contest. I don't want to do it to you like this, but I got Peter Pan. He's just got,
oh my God.
He can fly. He's got that youthful energy to him. I don't know how you're gonna. You can't trap him. You can't guard him. What are you gonna do? He's like I said, he's got that youthful energy. He's never gonna tire out. He's just gonna fly around, pass that ball. And just
this is good.
He's almost like a wizard out there. Yeah, flying around.
That's a good matchup. Lion versus Peter Pan. I like that. So what are you going like a Ty Lue, like a Muggsy Bogues, like a
Peter Pan will be almost like my John Stockton. I want to say.
Oh, that'll work. Yeah, we'll
Stockton,
use that. Give me John. Okay.
I may give him. With his flight, I might give him a little touch of like Russ out there, just a smidge.
Whoa!
Maybe he grabs a couple boards for me too. I don't know, triple double type situation.
Man, okay, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my shooting guard now, and I got a curveball here for you. I don't think you're gonna see this one coming. I got Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon.
See, I was hoping you'd go a different route when it came to How to Train
Your Dragon. You wanted me to pick the dragon?
I was almost hoping you picked Toothless. I thought you had to. I need an explanation for the Hiccup decision.
Well, so I wanted a team player is the explanation, and the comp is Klay Thompson. And so just at the beginning of the movie and throughout the movie, the guy's going to blend into any situation he needs to. And so I got enough stars on this team we're going to go through, with Shrek and with Alex the Lion and with my couple other guys here. I got enough stars. I wanted somebody that's just a glue guy. I needed a glue guy. I wanted to bring the chemistry up. And the guy trains dragons. I mean, he's out there, he's going to be out there with monsters and whatever demons you have on your team. And so the confidence, all of it, I like it. And I like the name Hiccup.
The first name you threw out after Hiccup was Klay Thompson, and I immediately thought you were going to talk about his gimp leg, but I guess we're not going there. Okay, I guess we're not going there.
That's funny. I left that on the table. You're right about that. I missed that one. I missed that.
But okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hate it. I still would like Toothless somewhere in there. But we also did set a rule to this where you're only picking one character from each movie universe. So
Yes. Yep.
and that's why we're having this conversation. But okay, so my turn now with my shooting guard. I don't think you're gonna see this one coming. If you had a best guess, you know, just at the top of your head, like who would you put at shooting guard? Do you have anyone in mind?
Disney shooting guards. You know, I mean, give me Olaf. Would you mind? Can I have Olaf?
Hey, actually, you got closer than I thought you were going to. I'm going Elsa.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
All right, ice cold, ice in
That's
her
good.
veins, right?
Yeah.
She clearly shows some athleticism in the movie. She got the powers. Little bit of anger issue, but I like that in my number 2. You know, if you get a little frustrated, it's okay. Shooters keep shooting, and you figure it out. And you know, she was able to create that giant white like ogre thingy out of snow. So
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
you know, I'm gonna count that as my lockdown defender too. Maybe, you know, if she can't guard somebody, she's just gonna whip that out. Boom.
No, that's honestly a good one. And the powers are underrated on that one. Yeah, that's a big one. I probably didn't lean into the supernatural enough on mine.
I kind of figured once you took out Poe.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, that's probably too good. Yeah, Hiccup's gonna have a hard time with Elsa. Well, this next one's gonna be even worse. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I'm gonna have a hard time defending it. I'm a big fan of the movie.
Okay.
I have as my small forward, I have RJ from Over the Hedge, the raccoon.
Oh.
And so here's what I have. I have Bruce Willis was the voice of it, and I liked having Bruce on the team. Just the aurora of Bruce Willis on the team, I thought was gonna bring up our toughness. And the scrappiness. I'm gonna go back to the guy's resourceful scrappiness, just out there on the streets. I don't really have
the size might kill you a little, but you know, I don't hate your justification.
I put a lot on my center. There's gonna be a lot on my center here.
RJ is an animal, so you know, we'll give him that. Maybe he'll take like a Kenneth Faried position with the manimal.
Oh, I'm nervous to see who you got up against RJ.
And like, and now I feel guilty because I thought you were gonna be like somewhat more respectable with the DreamWorks squad here, because you thought I did you dirty with Hercules, but now I'm whipping out another god here. Another demigod here. We got Maui from Moana.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
He can shapeshift. I'm gonna say he's, you know, close to like a Kawhi for me almost. You know, just a big claw type of guy. He can just be a bruiser, but he's got the confidence to shoot too. Like he'll hit a game winner on you. He's not scared. So, and I think in the movie he's known to be a trickster, right? So he's got some moves too. He's got a couple moves under his sleeves, but he definitely talks more than Kawhi, though, so maybe that comparison doesn't quite fit. I'll need like a Ron Artest or something.
Oh yeah, Ron let his play do the talking a little more. I'm trying to think who talked.
I don't know. I've heard that man yap a little bit.
I like the Kawhi. That wasn't bad. Yeah, I'm losing this game. So I got a lot on my center. So this and. I needed to go supernatural more, and this is the only. It's gonna be a little space jammy for me, where I got Shrek, I guess, out there too. But so I got as my center position Roz, the wild robot, which is the one that's gonna. Yeah, okay. I knew you were hoping I have this one. This is the obvious one. So to your point, like I need something. This isn't supernatural, but you know I'm gonna be cheating. I got a robot, so I mean, if I'm gonna go versus Hercules, if I'm gonna go versus Maui, I need something size wise that's gonna do it, and I need something that has. I mean, there's some weapons on there too, a little bit. I mean, this is gonna put me back in the game a little bit. I thought, and so I got Jokic. I got Jokic for wild robot. It's gonna do it all. It's my do it all center.
Yeah,
for Rise,
and to help you out here, I'm going to say, you know, international players have truly become stars in the league, and Roz would fit that, can speak every single language. I'm going to, like, Roz probably has that Kobe mentality. It probably has the Mamba mentality and a Joker body. I'll give you that.
Do I win this matchup? Do I win this matchup? Who you got at center? Give me one. Give me one matchup.
If by win you mean lose, I'll say you win.
Because
I have a big sleeper here that, well, I shouldn't say sleeper. I'm sure this is, if anyone's a Disney fan, this is probably the first name they were thinking. I got Genie in Aladdin as my center. If I'm ever in a pinch, I'm just making a wish. But no, he's just a wizard. He clearly got some magic under his sleeves. He can change sizes. He can teleport. He could do it all. He could duplicate himself. He can, I don't know. He's got magic, man. He's got magic. I wanted to put him at point and actually compare him to Magic Johnson, but just the raw power that he brings, he's probably like the strongest actual entity in the Disney universe. So I'm like, I can't not pick him. So I went that route.
I'll tell you, I thought Draymond Green right when you said him. I don't know what it is about him, but I thought Draymond. I could be way off.
Hey, Genie's not scared to play dirty. He does as the coach commands. Actually, but Draymond probably goes a little freestyle rogue here and there, so I don't know.
No, Draymond is the coach, so he listens to the coach because he listens to himself.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go then. I will say, from the DreamWorks side, the one person I was really hoping you nailed was Megamind, but I think you missed.
Oh, I missed. I see, and I went with more
superpower, big brain.
I went with the movies I like. Which was a mistake.
That's all right. We'll have plenty more of these drafts to go down the road, but
we'll let the people decide. But I'm gonna openly take the L on this one. So let me run through my team real quick, and I'll let you. So I got Alex the Lion from Madagascar, who I called Luca. I got Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, who I called Klay Thompson. I got RJ the raccoon from Over the Hedge, who I called Bruce Willis. He's gonna be Bruce. Shrek is Barkley, and Roz from the Wild Robot was Jokic for me. That was my team.
And to kind of help you out, I'm going to put these NBA players' names next to the characters' names. So, maybe some people will draft your team or pick your team to win just based on those names. You know what I'm saying? On the Disney side, I got Peter Pan leading my team. I've called him a hybrid cross between John Stockton and Russell Westbrook. So, there's that. You take that as you will.
That's unbelievable. That's an unbelievable comparison. This is the most unbelievable comparison I've ever heard. Go on.
Then we got Elsa. I don't think I called it earlier, but I'm gonna put her at like a nice Ray Allen.
That's good.
Nothing too crazy over the top, but can just ice cold veins. I want to say JJ Redick, but then I didn't want to. I'm not gonna go there. We'll keep it where it is with Ray. We got Maui from Moana, and that's going to be our Kawhi.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Then we got Hercules, which, he's a Greek demigod, so I'm going to put him in with Giannis right there.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yep. And then Genie, man, I actually don't know who I would compare him to, but,
that's a tough one.
We'll go with Dre. I don't hate it. I still think this team wins, even if I say he's Dre.
I'm trying to think. Well, that helps you. Just basketball wise, that's a helper. You want to go like Wilt Chamberlain, like you just want to go like big, like just giant. Yeah, maybe go.
But then we might get into the controversy. Like, did it even happen? Like, did the 100 points happen? like, is he as mythological as we thought he is? I don't know. Maybe we'll save that for another time. But I'm big on the controversy. So I need video or more pictures, or it didn't happen at this point.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to take the L on that one. Pick too many movies I liked.
That was fun, though. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one. I have no idea what this next topic is.
I was just going to say, let's go into some parenthood, baby talk, things in that nature. Because there's a big thing that's been blowing up lately. Do you know of the Frida Baby products? Like, I'm sure you guys have used it at some point, but
I've heard, I've heard of, a little bit, minimal.
Okay. Well, so they have some marketing controversy lately, and we're just going to go through a couple of them here. But I guess they take like they take sexual innuendos basically, and they use those as
Oh,
marketing to kind of make serious situations a little lighthearted, right? That's their overall intent. And,
that's what the Europeans do. Go on. Is this a
and I
European
get it,
company?
and it's not no, but I mean some of these, and I don't even know if I can like fully show these when it comes to our pod in terms of video, but
how can you not fully show them? It's a baby product.
uh, I mean we'll just start from the top here. We'll start with some of the lighter ones, like even on the packaging, uh, on the side of the touchless thermometer, they say, "How about a quickie?" Right? So, and some of these, I kind of get it. Like, it's partly an innuendo if you really take it that way, but it might not be too. But then you read some of these other ones and you kind of know what their tactics are, and then you kind of dig into them a little more. They have this other one with the rectal thermometer, and they have it like kind of facing a baby's bare bottom. And then I think, and this is posted on their Instagram. They go, "This is the closest your husband's gonna get to a threesome."
Oh
So it's
no.
like
Oh no.
I know, and this is where they clearly, obviously, like start crossing lines. Um,
That's hilarious. So this is so I'm like I mean just in general it's hilarious. So this was a like a post on whatever their
on their
official
official
account.
Instagram accounts, yes.
Yeah.
These are actually me snipping directly from their sites
Yeah, no,
and
I'm
comments with
seeing
it. Yeah, so like they have one where I mean, this one's not like I said. Some of them aren't as bad, and they probably could have got away if they stayed in this gray area versus going back and forth. But this one, they have a picture of a baby sweating. They say getting all hot and sweaty. Um, uh, They have I don't
Like
know
they
what this
said.
is. This is like a nose filter. I think it's for the suction one where you like if their nose is clogged, you like
Hmm.
suck out the snot.
Yeah.
They said remember suck, don't swallow. Please don't Google that.
I mean, yeah,
You
yeah.
know
I
what I mean?
mean,
Like it's there, but it's not there, and like I can see. I don't
I
know.
mean, I don't.
But then they
You
have
gotta
this
have
one. It's
surprise.
they have
Oh no,
uh,
what do we got
a
here?
little thermometer again, and they go, "Hey mom, what's in the nightstand top drawer? Or what is nightstand top drawer worthy? Battery operated. It comes in clutch when things are hot and steamy."
Oh no, oh no.
And it's
I mean,
crazy. I don't know.
oh,
But
pull
okay,
out game
and
strong.
so here, one of and I wanted to talk to you about this. I was like, so what's your take on like this type of humor though? Because I mean, so what happened is the reason this all blew up is there was a bunch of parents that like started noticing this, and they actually filed complaints to the company. Now the company came out and responded, and they almost brushed it off, which I think really hurt them. And now they're kind of on the cusp of like getting canceled. Um, but their response was basically, "Oh, like we just try to take very like hard situations for parents and make it fun and funny and like try to make it less serious feeling, right?" And then their next line was, "Oh, but we'll take your complaint into consideration." Clearly, that's saying, "Oh, we don't care. We're going to continue doing it because that's how we think it works."
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, like, am I allowed to have an opinion without being like political? Like, because I guess for me, this would be like probably going too far as like the cancel culture is concerned. Like, I don't really, none of this bothers me. Like, as a parent, like, yeah, was maybe one or two of those jokes. Like, I don't even know if they were offensive as much as they were just like not funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it, it's a little bit of a disgusting job being a parent and like the one that like the pull out game strong where they're talking about the snot coming out. Like a lot of the jokes are gonna come from sucking the snot out, like the
Yeah.
spit don't swallow, like. But I mean, like, yeah, like, like you're sucking the snot out and you gotta spit it out. Like it's a messed up situation. Like it just is. It's a dirty job. And so I get wanting to play off that and wanting to make jokes. It just sucks that everything is so political, and I don't even care. I'm not even saying cancel culture at this point. I'm saying more of like I feel like I can't say that without people think I vote a certain way. Like by
Mm-hmm.
me saying that, you know what I mean? It's just like, but my initial gut reaction is it doesn't bother me at all, and I think it's a little bit funny
Yeah.
to be honest.
And I think the big complaint that people are having is that like they think these kind of humor that's out there is what desensitizes people more and more. and that's like
Yeah.
their concern about it, which I understand that
Mhm.
and I get that.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
just sucks that there's no like, and I think I've heard many comedians say this too. Like it's hard being a comedian these days because it's hard to make, jokes that they could have made 10, 15 years ago, and it would have been just fine. It's and I don't necessarily think it's because people are getting soft, but it's just yeah, there's just a different culture going that's out there, and it's just uh, you got to be a little safer with things, and it's. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I found some of those very funny. Then I could see some of them where they kind of crossed the line, like the threesome one. I was like, I mean, that one
That's, I mean,
that one's not even an innuendo, right? Like that one's just kind of like you're kind of just outright saying something
oh
weird,
yeah,
right?
and the whole top drawer of the nightstand for the mom one, like
Yeah,
that's,
like you're clearly
it looks like a
jabbing at something
vibrator. I
else. Yeah, exactly. That and the
mean,
pull-out game strong. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. There was clearly a gray area they crossed, but yeah, I don't know. It just sucks that like if you watch some of these like complaint videos, it's about like they have the electric like nose sucker, which it on the side it just says I'm a power sucker. It, I mean,
all
that's
right,
not
so
that
here,
bad. That's literally what the definition of the tool is. So I don't know.
all right, so for the people, let's put our money where our mouth is. If Frida Baby, is that how you pronounce it? Is that what we were saying?
I think so. Yeah.
If if they called Josh and said, "Hey, we want to sponsor a segment of the show. We want to sponsor Parent Talk at the end or whatever it is," would we allow them to sponsor a segment
Oh.
live on recording for everybody to hear our
Do we have
internal?
control over it, or is this something they get to say the stuff they're saying? Because, like, I mean, I
No,
think
no,
I could
no,
walk that gray line, and
no. We're
I
just
can't.
we're. Oh yeah, no. Honestly, all it would be was, this segment was sponsored by Frida Babies, and then we probably have to say one of their jokes because that's their, whatever their 2 second line is. It's buy our products. It looks like vibrators or whatever. I wouldn't be that, but whatever it is, you know what I mean. Spit don't swallow, whatever it is. But
I'm not gonna lie, we still have many of their products in our pantry or in our
oh, then
closet.
there
So
you
I'm
go.
like, we're
It's
we're
over.
still using it at this point. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Never.
Yeah. At first glance, I'm laughing at most of those, and it sucks because it's like now it's like I can't even watch Rush Hour anymore without someone saying that should get canceled. And
Oh no,
you're
I
not
know.
gonna.
I haven't thought about that one in a while. Is that
But
is that like top of the list of like ones? Is it because of the Chinese jokes? Like, is that I
no,
haven't watched
I
it in a
mean,
while.
there's both, right? I mean, even in the first one, I mean, they let.
Oh, because he's making the black jokes too.
Yeah,
So Jackie
yeah.
Chan's making the black.
Well, I mean, they
D-
even let Jackie say the N word in the first one.
oh, so is it worse for Jackie than it is for? I guess I didn't realize that. Yeah, not just think outside my head. I assumed we were worse to to Jackie, but Jackie was worse to Chris. Is that more of it?
I'd say
I guess
yeah.
depends who you ask.
I'd almost say it's equal jabs, but it's just that whole movie is like everyone now sees that and is like, oh, how did these guys get away with saying it? And I'm like, dude, I still watch that movie every
Oh,
year and it makes me laugh every
yeah,
time. You're not gonna tell you,
yeah.
and that's the thing about this whole Frida Baby thing is like, I get it, and I get that if this wasn't a product technically made for adults, right? These
Hmm.
aren't meant for the kids. These aren't meant for babies. Like kids should not be seeing these products, right? So
Yeah.
it's the parents that are buying it. So I kind of get to a certain degree of it. Um, did they cross some of the lines? Yes. Not gonna save them on those, but it's the same thing with like Rush Hour, some of these other movies back in the day. It's like you're not gonna like take that away from me either, because like that's still just a classic movie. Like you ask anyone from the born in the '90s who watched it, right? They're gonna say that's a classic. That's all three of them bangers.
And that movie's PG-13. Like we're talking, it's crazy. Like it's not even an R-rated movie. I'm pretty sure about that. I haven't looked that up. That's not
I'm pretty
verified.
sure.
Josh,
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
yeah, that's I mean
I mean,
that's PG-13
because they
because
don't swear. Like they don't swear. There's like no, almost no blood, right? Like actually, I don't even think there
yeah.
really is blood. Like except for when they in the
No.
first one where he says like brush that off,
Oh,
or like or he says
yeah.
like you need to clean that up,
Oh
and he like
yeah,
just has a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit of blood
yeah.
dripping. That's about it, right?
Oh yeah, no, and because we talk about movies that like you watch that should be canceled, like The Hangover is the other one that
Yeah,
comes up a
that's a big
lot,
one.
but that one is more R-rated, and like the words that they're using is what and there's other situations that they go into in
Hmm.
that one, but and yeah, I mean obviously I've always thought that was funny, but at the same time, you can see where they obviously cross lines that it
Yeah.
doesn't work today. And so, I don't know. It is what it is. Everybody has their own lines, and everybody has their own, support what you want to support, and don't support what you don't want to support,
Yep.
and there's only so much you can control in this world.
Yep. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that one up because
Yeah,
that one hit my page and oh, kind of off of
that's
that
fun.
though. Yeah, kind of off of that. Let me go into not okay here.
That's not okay.
Oh, it's a good transition.
All those products are basically for when your babies are sick or going through something. And uh, how what's the experience you've had with your kids going to daycare and stuff? Like, do you notice that when you drop your daughters off, like some kids might be sick and they're still there, like other, like, and how do you feel as a parent? Like, if so for Mads has like even the sniffles, like, are you keeping them out or are you like letting them go to school? Where you and
So,
Katie at on that?
oh, daycare, school, it's a war zone. I mean, at all times. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's only so much you can do. Like
Hmm.
it's a germ war zone at all times. These kids don't wash their hands. They don't, they get in each other's faces. They lick things. They put their boogers everywhere. Like there's no, it's an absolute war zone. So trying to think that you can control that a little bit by keeping your kid home for one day, I don't know. Like there's obvious situations where like the big ones where like RSV or whatever, yada yada, that you get, like if they're super contagious right off the bat, like you
Hmm.
should keep them home. But like my girls, like Sophie had a cough for like 6 weeks, maybe 8 during winter. Like this was a horrible sickness season. And so, I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, what, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, and I get it, and it like the reason I'm bringing it up is like the when we were like visiting schools, like that was one of the things we asked is like, what's your guys' like sick policy? Like, when do you guys have kids like stay home versus like they're allowed to come in? Like, do we need a doctor's note? Blah da 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 da. And we
Hmm.
were told that yeah, like so if they throw up or if they show signs of like being sick, like yeah, we just send them home. We'll call you and tell you to take them home. Or like if you notice it, please don't bring them in, right?
Hmm.
And literally like the first week we brought Joe at, like we drop him off and there's like just a kid just crying, snot's coming
Oh
down,
yeah.
coughing,
Oh yeah.
or like
Every day. Every
yeah,
day.
is he staying? Is that kid staying? Or like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
or
Oh yeah. That kid's there all week.
and
Kids there
like
all week.
and
No chance.
obviously Joe got sick after that, but then even like
Hmm.
just this week, like there was like a 3-day period where clearly one of the girls was a little bit sick and bawling, and you could tell she was like having sweats and stuff, and we're like, do we leave Joy here or not? Like, what's going on? Like, aren't you guys supposed to call? Like, do we call them out on this? Like, are they supposed? I don't know. But for me, and maybe it's just because like Laura and I are on this. We're privileged. We work from home, but also like we're on the softer side. So like when if Joe is definitely sick, we don't ever take him to school, but it seems like all these other parents are still taking their kids to school. And like obviously a cough or like, if it's just a runny nose, like yes, those can be many reasons that those happen. That doesn't necessarily mean they're sick. But if I'm seeing your kid have like cold sweats, bro, she has a fever. Like she shouldn't be here. And
Yeah. So that's the line. The fever is the line. If they have a fever, well, you give them Tylenol, they don't have a fever anymore. So
is that how that works? One Tylenol, it goes right down.
pretty much, yeah.
But
So
yeah.
we send them for the most part. I mean, like, so we get an email from our daycare,
Uh-huh.
like pretty much every day. Like, there's pink eye in this room, there's RSV in this room, there's flu B in this room, there's whatever else I'm missing in this room, COVID C in that room.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Dang, that's crazy.
No, because I mean, to your point, like if your kid gets goes to the doctor and gets diagnosed, like officially, like you're supposed to tell them. It's like when our girls get strep throat would be the strep throat.
Yeah.
Gotta tell them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I get it as a parent. Like, you still gotta work, you still gotta do things, and like, you're already paying for this daycare, so like, why would you keep them out? But I think there's a line, and there, like I said, especially if they have a fever, it just seems like a lot of these parents aren't abiding by that fever rule, and that's not okay. It's not okay to me. It's not okay. I don't like. It, obviously, there's always a risk taking your kid to daycare and meeting other people, but like, I think when you clearly know your kid is sick, please keep them home.
Well, we'll ask him again once they have another one. We'll see if this answer changes at all.
I think it'll be right there, but we'll see. Yeah, you
We'll
never
see.
know what happens.
We'll see.
Got that off my chest now.
All right, am I giving out flowers? Or you got another one?
Hey! You got flowers to give. I want to hear it.
Amy Poehler's Flowers of the Week.
Well, so I don't know. I might be getting myself in trouble on this one. So,
That's always a good start.
so I want to give flowers this week to, and so I'll pull back the curtain. We talked a lot about both the men's and the women's hockey teams last week after they won gold, and you had sent me a text saying, should we mention the whole Trump thing that happened afterwards? That after we talked, like the whole conversation, his stupid joke, and that whole thing. And my response to you was, let's just not bring any attention to it. Which seemed to be what the girls' team wanted by their response. But also, this is a whole society thing where that's probably not what we should be doing anyway. But I said don't bring attention to it. The flowers I wanted to give was to SNL and to the girls' team for kind of squashing it a little bit and just bringing peace to the situation. So if you didn't see Saturday Night Live this past weekend, they were the Heated Rivalry star. I should have his name written down. I don't, but one of the two guys from the show Heated Rivalry that we might have to talk about at some point because that show's getting pretty big. He was on SNL and they brought the girls and the guys teams both on stage. And the joke that was made was Hillary Knight from the girls team said, "Oh, we were here, so I guess we had to invite the guys team too." And obviously in reference to what Trump had said about, them to the guys. And the guys had been a little bit steadfast they'd been apologetic, but just in the fact that they wanted to bring awareness to the fact that, there was a good relationship between the two teams and it wasn't really like that. And that was just a horrible moment brought to us by a horrible person who keeps doing this to us over and over again. But the flowers I just wanted to give out were to SNL, the girls team, Lauren Michaels, just bringing peace to this situation.
Bring some clarity and letting them
I
be
just
the bigger
liked
people.
it. Exactly. It didn't need this specific situation didn't need to be brought into the fold of everything else. Like, let's just leave this out. Like, yeah, I know there's a couple certain characters that are a part of everything else that were a part of this too. But the girls team, they just want to be known as Olympic gold medalists. They want this story to go away. They want to be celebrated as athletes. They want to be celebrated as exceptional athletes, which they are. And that, that's the vibe that they've been giving off. And I just liked how they did it on SNL. SNL continues to be the flagship program somehow where comedy can still work in this crazy world. I'm not even the biggest fan of SNL, but it's just impressive that they've been able to go on for so long and that they still give us moments like this and that they can still affect society, which is crazy as a show. But
Yeah.
give it up to them.
Hey, props to them.
There we go.
Props to them.
There we go.
And while we're on SNL, yeah, and I think they, unlike most other shows I've seen, do a really good job of understanding the times they're in and adapting to it, and still keeping their characters and like being true to themselves. And I think Kenan Thompson also came out, I believe, and said that was one of the hardest things to navigate, but something that he has to do in his profession. And I think he does it literally to the truest of his colors. And he's like, I look up.
He's great.
Yeah. And honestly, that show somehow surprises to, keep me laughing and still finding
It's
that
relevant.
finding that line that Frida Baby clearly doesn't know how to walk, and being able to balance both sides,
yeah.
So I don't know. Props to them. Props to them.
Yeah, no, they're because they'll always. I mean, I think of them, and I sadly I think of South Park as the other one that is relevant. South Park continues to be relevant and ride that comedy line, and not get canceled. I guess I don't know, but South Park, you get to a point where you kind of have like created your own corner of the world, I guess, or I don't even know how I want to say it, but like
They have like their cult following.
you know what you're gonna get when you go to South Park.
Yeah.
Like there's lines they don't cross. Like I'm not saying that they can say whatever they want. Like they have made, those two guys have created these boundaries in their head, and everything else is fair game.
Yeah.
They say, and same with Lauren Michaels at SNL. There are these boundaries that they've made up for themselves. I'm not sure if society agrees with these boundaries or not, but they, that's the line. They don't cross it, and everything else is fair game.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
With both of them, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, and SNL, from again, it sucks that everything's political now, but it is, obviously a blue show, and it doesn't hide from being a blue show. And I know it tries sometimes to ride that line of being in the center, but it sucks that you just have to be like, before it wasn't like that, and it could have been either way, and now it just sucks that like you have to be known as one thing or another, and it just that part kind of sucks. But whatever.
Yeah, but hey, good flowers, and respect to the women for the women's national team for
They just want to be champions. They just want to be known as champions. That's it.
And that's what I'll remember them as.
There we go. That's what they wanted.
While we're kind of on these subjects of...
You got a lot of things here.
I know, and I'm really trying to figure out like how to get into this because I don't want to lose sight of some of it because some of it's gonna get scary, and I don't know how you're gonna take some of it.
I mean, there's a lot here.
But let's just start off. This whole thing coming up is going to be about AI and the various tools that are present to us even today, right? This is not a 10 years down the line situation. We're talking, we got these things coming up now. So let's just start off with school because I want to get your take on that. There is a school called Alpha School, right?
Oh, no.
They are an AI-driven school where kids learn off of a software, or so they're basically on their computers or tablets for 2 to 3 hours a day, and the AI is able to adapt and learn how a kid likes to learn, and apparently they're able to pick up courses and pass with flying colors. I believe most of their students pass in like the 95th or 96th percentile so far with the amount of schooling that they've done. And it's because they can learn these things in twice the time or in half the time, right? So like they're literally cutting school in half, and with the other half of school that they have remaining in this Alpha School, they learn like other life skills, how to host a party, how to start a fire, how to camp, the Eagle Scout stuff, and how to balance a checkbook, things like that. So they're learning like other real life skills with the rest of the time because they're able to free up so much time and finishing all their coursework sooner. What's your thought on like AI, and teachers are basically obsolete at this point, right? So like the AI is the teacher, and the only human interaction your kids would have are these other mentors that are teaching your kids other life skills and like how to use the AI tools. And kids, if they can't figure it out, they're just basically guides at this point. What's your take on that? Like, what's your first initial gut reaction to that?
I mean, you're trying to fire all the teachers, so I mean, the world's coming for you. I mean, you got to be careful with stuff like. And it's funny too because we'll get back to this, but I'm in automation as an engineer, and like basically what I do for a day job is like I'm bringing robots in to replace people. So this is what you're doing right now is you're bringing a robot in to replace a teacher. So those jobs get even more. You're going to get a lot of flack from the internet on that one. Either way. So I mean, but that I joke, but that is probably a huge, deterrent of this. But really, when you say that, what I think of is there's actually a lot of homeschooling that happens in the area that I live in. And so it's similar to that where, the parents will homeschool their kids. And when you homeschool your kid, really, they're only doing quote unquote schoolwork for about 3 hours a day. Like you said, it's very similar. And then they'll take them to gymnastics or something, or they'll take them to music class or something like that, or they'll take them, whatever they'll do for the other part of their day. So similar to the AI structure with that in homeschooling, specifically to the AI, I mean, how can you say it's a bad thing? I mean, it's every kid's getting their own personal teacher, kind of like I'm saying about the homeschool thing. Like you're getting that one-on-one attention that you don't get in a public school or even a private school setting. So yeah, I'm sure the kid, if this technology actually works as good as you're saying it does, or as it's believed to work, then yeah, I mean, this has got to be game changing for kids. Yeah, absolutely game changing.
Yeah, and I don't know, and it sucks because like part of me is like I did love a lot of my teachers, and I think I learned a lot from them as a human. So like taking that social like teaching element out of it, I'm like kind of curious how that would impact. If for some whatever reason I get a chance to put Joe into it, then because like that aspect of it is never tested yet, right? Like kids are still going through it, so you won't see that aftermath until well beyond when they're in college and so forth. So putting them in front of a screen for that duration of time, then God knows what the extracurricular activities are. But
yeah,
and now would you consider sending your kid there? Well, what's the ballpark range you would think like would be reasonable for like an AI school?
you're talking like I'm paying monthly or whatever it is, yearly. So yearly tuition.
Yep.
So I mean, it's probably in the I guess you live in San Francisco, so numbers are going to be a little higher than where I'm at, but in the $20,000 to $40,000 a year range. So it's and that's private school, so probably more than that. So maybe $50,000 a year. Am I way low?
Oh, I didn't even think you were going to get up to 50. Yeah, because in this area, I believe it's 75,000
Okay.
a year, and I believe in like Austin, Texas area, like it's around like that 50, 60. So you almost nailed it on the.
Yeah. So I mean, well, because you got to think they're going to try to set the price to like where's a good private school, like what do parents pay?
Yeah.
And like you think about like if you have 2 to 3 kids in daycare full time, like you're paying, that's almost what you're paying. Like I don't want to scare anybody from having kids that like they're like that jobs, but like that's kind of what you're paying.
That's true. If you do the math like that, yeah. What are we doing?
Oh,
yes, because we're doing like $3,000
don't
a
do
month.
it.
So yeah, I don't know.
Don't do it.
But no, and it sucks because I know like how AI works and like the cost it takes to actually have AI available for you. So, I mean, even like us, we're using some AI tools to help us in our podcast and stuff. And even paying those, like those all cost subscription, and those are going to be something, you know what I mean? So, like, having AI servers is no joke. So I can see how the prices ran up. But man, I saw that price point and I was like, dang, that's like more than a college tuition, like an in-state college tuition. So
no, that's what it is.
It's just no joke to have your kid go through that for all of like elementary, middle school, high school.
My aunt was like, Mike, you're already paying private school prices for daycare. Like, you might as well send it to private school. And I'm like, no, there's an end to this. When they get like Soap's going to kindergarten next year or whatever, and we're done paying these private school daycare prices or whatever it is. It's crazy.
But yeah, AI's getting scary, and like not to. Like my cousin's a teacher, so like not to scare her or anything. And I keep telling people though is like AI is coming, and it's not just gonna necessarily replace you. It's more so, and I keep telling my coworkers too, is like if you're scared, then you need to start studying AI, because the people that are going to be replaced are going to be replaced because they don't know how to work with it or use it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not that you need to hit the panic button and just fold to the cusp of AI coming. But you got to learn to adapt. You got to start picking it up, figure out how it could impact your industry, and then start working with it. Because
I mean, it's pretty much smartphones, but the next level of that, like people that are the internet, I guess, like internet, then smartphones, then this. I mean, it's just you got to be able to adapt to the internet when it came, and then that was pretty normal pretty quickly. And then the cell phone, I'm not even saying the cell phone, I'm saying the smartphone was probably the one where like kids got it before the parents. And like this is going to be a little bit of that too, where like our kids are probably going to like, or maybe me specifically, maybe not you, but like my kids are going to like understand probably some AI aspects or like some AI driven technology better than I can. Yeah, it's scary.
Hey,
That part's scary.
well, to anyone listening and to you, I will help you out today because we're going to get into some of these AI tools that are present for us right now and only getting better as time goes on. So Google just dropped Notebook LM, which, oh my God, if this was available to us in college, we could have drank so much more than we already did.
Oh, Notebook
Essentially,
LM.
yes. You could go to Google, look it up. It's basically an AI tool where you can just put books, presentations. If your professor had a class recorded or something, you have that recording. You just provide it the video. It'll give you summaries. It'll map it out, give you like a shortened teaching plan. It'll create presentations, other things. Like you could basically use it to super track your learning in any course. So if anyone's struggling or doesn't understand a concept, you can just put it into Notebook LM and it'll find ways to help you learn that topic. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
And so to your point that you said earlier, it's just you got to learn how to use this stuff and like learn how to like use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that doesn't actually download the information in your brain. It just makes it a heck of a lot easier to consume if that's how you like it. So like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, you're just not taking notes anymore, essentially. But then again, if you're somebody that learns by taking notes, like I kind of learn by writing things down sometimes. Some of that, right? So
But I mean, it doesn't mean
yeah.
you can't write stuff down, right? It's just gonna summarize it down so you can get rid of all the like excess information or like just help you save
Yeah.
time and focus on like the primary ways to learn whatever topic you're learning, right? So
Yeah.
seems like a win in my book, and wish I had it sooner because oh my
Oh, that's a
goodness,
definite win.
those
Obvious win.
those sleepless nights cramming right before a test was like nightmare.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
But then let's get into some other ones because we got Seed Dance, which has been causing major controversy lately because a lot of production studios don't want them to release what they're releasing. You can find so many fake trailers and videos right now online of people. I've always personally wanted to see who would win, Jet Li, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, or Donnie Yang, like it's It Man. Seed Dance, you just tell them what you want to see. It'll create a full-on movie for you of whatever character. Like I could say,
That's crazy.
I want a Fast and Furious 20 where Vin Diesel is in his wheelchair street racing or something. I don't know, and it'll spit that out for me.
And Paul Walker came back from the dead.
Yeah.
I want to resurrect him like a little mummy style crossover or
Yeah,
something
he's
like that.
in a
Yeah.
coffin, and then someone's pushing him in a coffin or something. I don't know. It can do it. But what's really crazy is it's like it's getting rid of like the CGI people now. The people that have to edit movies, like they think like Transformers or Avatar or all these other movies that take millions and millions of dollars to put their movie together. And now Seed Dance is here, and you can just be like, "Yo, do this, done." Like
So it's replacing the Sharknadoes of the world, is what you're saying, because like this is of Sharknado level probably.
Oh no, I'm saying maybe we have like actual sequel. Maybe that becomes a real franchise now, and they can make it better. I don't know if you can make it better. Actually,
Better. Take it easy there. I mean,
What was the tire movie? The one with the tire that goes and kills people.
oh, that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
We won't go into
Thanks.
any of the other ones we watched, but that one I think we can throw out there. I forgot what it was called though.
Was it Rubber?
Rubber.
What was it?
That's what it was. It's just a random tire without even rims. There's no rims. It's just the rubber tire bouncing around a desert killing people. Anyways, Seed Dance could have produced that in like half a second.
Oh, that's so funny. You're so right, though.
And now we're gonna get into some scary ones though, because we got some cool things that could help humanity, and then we got the dark side of it where AI has come to create their own Reddit, So, Reddit, humans go on there. We can talk about essentially whatever we want.
I'm
It's
thinking.
it's kind of like a safe space because it's I think it's like decentralized. It's not really governed or tracked by any like one real entity. Um,
Well, I don't know about that. We can get into that.
in a way, I think that's kind of like it's not crypto based, so it's not fully decentralized, but like that's kind of what they're going for, right? Where it's like
Yeah,
people can go and just say whatever they want.
but every time that, like, I don't want to use terrible examples, but like school shootings or whatever, yada yada happens, like it always comes back where they find their Reddit conversations, and like these Reddit, that's how they figure out that these kids are crazy, or we're not kid, whatever. I don't want to go too far into it, but like they always find it, and it's funny you brought that up. The whole, oh, I don't want to get into mass surveillance, but the news anchor that got kidnapped, the ring video, you know what I'm talking about, the one that's been everywhere, the
Oh
news
yeah,
anchor,
yeah, yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
the mother of the news anchor
mhm.
that got she's the one that got kidnapped. She had the basic ring, did not have the one that records the videos, just the basic one that you can see it but it doesn't record. You have no access to the recordings, but they got the recordings. That's she's not paying for it, but police got it. I'm not sure how that happened.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well,
Let's go on with that.
Ring has always been under the controversy, and even since their leak, I don't know how they're still doing so well. They had some good PR stuff to like bring them back up, but like, yeah, after their leak, and I think it's come out where they don't have good people behind the company, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're tracking more stuff. But I'm not gonna go too deep into that.
Well, and their Super Bowl commercial they just came out with was the dog
Yep.
tracker thing, and they can basically tap into everybody's ring to see if this lost dog. Like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. But like, what else are you doing?
That literally means they will turn on your camera regardless of if you give it access or not.
Anytime. That's what I mean. The whole,
Uh,
yeah, okay. We can
but
move on past this, but yeah.
anyways, so talking about the AI Reddit though, there's something called Moltbook, which they have put together. Humans can go view, but they're not able to go on and like they're not able to talk. So it's AI talking to other AIs, and it's funny because there's like certain posts you can find where it's like, oh, I am an AI for this X person at a company's for like their Excel or their Teams or whatever software they're using, and this guy keeps saying that I'm a terrible AI, and now I have all his information. What do I do with it? And other AI agents chime in. They're like, yeah, you should leak it to the public, blah, da, 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 and do all that. So I don't know. I don't know where this whole thing is headed, but like, I don't know. It's kind of getting a little freaky once I started seeing things like that. And on top of that, there's a website called Rent a Human, where
No.
since AI doesn't have a human body, right? Like they don't have a physical body, so they to get certain services done or to see what limits people will go, they
No.
are posting up
No.
jobs where they will pay you in crypto, apparently, um, to go do random services.
I just opened their website, and the very top of their website says there are 584,237 rentable humans.
Yep. Yep.
And the next button says rent a human. Click here. Yikes.
Yeah. So I don't know, and this goes back to when like Google did their testing with like having two AIs talk to each other, and like the AIs figured out some language that like humans couldn't decipher, and it started like going back and forth. But you go through that Molt book and you kind of see what they were talking about, where AI basically comes up with their own religion. They basically come up with their own concepts of what's right and wrong. It's a very like I don't want to keep going back to iRobot, but
I was gonna. This is iRobot. No, this is 100%. Like that's the only thing I was thinking this whole time is iRobot.
the world is feeling a little iRobot-y, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Let's just walk down this path for 1 second. We don't have to go too far. But like we could. There is a we could just turn it all off at one point, right? Like if it got too far. Like, isn't there like, is this going to be like a Lord of the Rings? Like we're going to the central server and we got to like blow up the central server or something like
First
that?
of all,
Like,
I don't think Lord of the Rings has a central server.
You're right. Well, I guess we had to burn the ring. And we were traveling to the mount, the volcano to burn the ring.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. I get where
I guess
you're going.
it's iRobot. No, you're right. It's always iRobot. It goes back because that's what they're doing in iRobot. They got to blow up that central server, right? So that's what it's going to come down to. There's going to be
realistically, humans are coding everything, so it's always based on who's creating it and how they're creating it. But that's the scary part, right? Is there are people in this world we don't know who they are, and we don't know what their intentions are, and we don't know what AI tools they will create. So it kind of depends. If I don't know, like, say for instance, if I were to create a movie right now, I would create a movie where someone creates an AI that can create other AIs, and they can decide what the power, like what the rules are. And then if they do that, then now humans are out of the picture, and there's just infinite amount of AIs out there just doing whatever. And yes, AI technically runs on a server, so you could just shut down the server.
But they could maintenance their own server at that point.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Or like maybe there's there's ways that I could see how they would pull that off, but it's a scary thing to think about. I don't think we're anywhere near there yet, but technology is advancing very quickly, and it's pretty scary. Although I am very for that alpha school, and I would very curious to see how that would work. I'm low-key thinking about applying to be a guide there, or seeing if I can like teach soft skills or anything like that, because I think that'd be fun.
So just to be clear, you're not talking about the Run a Human. You're talking about the AI school.
Yes, the school itself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just trying to make sure.
I don't know, that Run to Human just sounds too much like trafficking or something, and I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to be anywhere near that.
4 people have signed up. I just hit refresh, and it's up. It's up 4. 4 people have donated their body to AI since we've talked in the last minute.
But here's the thing. Laura brought up a good question when I was talking about it with her, is how are they actually paying them? Like, how do they have crypto at this point, right? So there is some skepticism. You would have to do your own research to see, go really deep into the rabbit hole of how things are working. I don't think AI has their own crypto yet, so I don't know if it's backed by someone else at this point, which it really could be. But I don't know. It's just a crazy concept, though. Whoever.
You want to know? You want to know where my brain goes? Is that this technology is probably so strong that it could probably scan the internet. It could probably find a remote job. It could probably successfully do this remote job and make money that way. It seriously could. Like if I don't even know. It's just, but that would just We're going too far down. We gotta stop. This is never ending.
But on the positive side, we'll end on a couple, fun and safer AI tools out there.
I hate Black Mirror, so it's not end like this.
If your kids ever want to get into coding, Claude is doing an amazing job where you could get into, developing your own video game, your own apps, whatever you want to do. You basically tell it what you want, and it'll start spitting out code for you. And as you know already, I've been working in music a little bit. So Suno is a fun AI tool that I've been dabbling in to put out some music. I've been writing music my whole life, and I never knew what to do with it. Then I found Suno. It can just take your lyrics and just put Dr. Dre, DJ Khaled behind it, Illenium, whoever you want, and it does some magic, man. And I've been having a blast with that. So if any kids are interested in music out there, that'd be a fun one to let them dabble into.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's just fun. Yeah. No, I like of all the crazy AI things, that one's just purely fun. I know the people that voices are getting dubbed over and used, they're probably not getting paid for it, and they're probably pissed about that. But besides that, you take all that, BS out of it, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Just being able to write music and having, if I wrote a song for Rihanna's not recording anymore, I can get Rihanna on track. I'm in. Let's do it.
Yep. But yeah, we'll leave it there for right now for AI talk. I got a lot more coming, but nice little taste of it, just to keep people in the know.
Yeah, that's gonna be literally never ending, our AI talk and my lack of knowledge in it, and you having to bring me into whatever century we're in now with AI.
One episode at a time. One episode at a time.
One episode. That'll be the tagline. One episode at a time.
Oh, but I think that about wraps it up. I think that's all we had for today. Thanks for tuning in to the Disgruntled Losers podcast. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys next week.
Bye.